All right, I'm here as promised. Don't mind my hair. Don't mind this. It's everywhere today. But as promised, it is a pork dinner. I sent a feeler out yesterday asking people what protein to use for tonight's dinner. And it was close, but pork won. So what am I going to be making tonight, you ask? Well, if you haven't read the title, I'll be making pork medallions with mushroom sauce, mashed potatoes, and garlic green beans. Yeah, this is everything you would need. So we've got, can you see everything? All right, yeah. So we've got olive oil. These are, so you can use pretty much whatever mushrooms you want, but I got shiitake, and these are portobello. We've got heavy whipping cream, salt, pepper. I've got some crushed red pepper, some garlic powder. Got a couple potatoes. I don't want to make too much. So a couple potatoes, shallot, garlic. You know what? I cheated. I decided I want to cheat for the green beans. Don't come for me. So skillet green beans. And then this is pork tenderloin, and I'll show you how we're going to prepare this in medallions later. Also, you want to have some butter on hand, and beef stock, and the most important thing, a sharp knife. A sharp knife is what? A safe knife. Okay, so I'm going to clear my space so I can get started. And I'm going to start prepping the potatoes because they take the longest, right? I'm going to use this peeler, although I really don't like this one. But it'll do the job. And for those who have never made mashed potatoes from scratch, don't be intimidated. It's super easy. But I'm gonna get the fire started for the potatoes, because I want to bring this pot to a boil. Yeah, burn. Burn, baby, burn. Oh, she's screaming tonight. You screaming. You in a good mood. I see you. Yeah, do your thing. See, you talking back at me. I see you. Yeah. Okay. So we've got one potato done. Go on to the next one. So I usually like to just go around first and then do the top and bottom. Right? I don't like this peeler, but you know what? You make do. There we go. Oh yeah. Okay. This one got like a little crevice up in it. All right, so let's as good as I need it, right? So I'm gonna rinse these real quick. I'm gonna get rid of this. Don't leave. I'm still here. Okay. Still here. Don't leave. All right. Here's the trick to this. Now, I should have had this water. I should have had that water boiling before I started this. So you want to cut these fairly small. The smaller you cut them, the quicker they'll cook. So I quartered them, and then I'm cutting like half-inch, about a half-inch pieces down. So cut in half, and then lay it flat so it's safe. Cut in quarters, and then about half-inch. And here we go again, half-inch. And look, your potatoes are done. I'm gonna rinse off my knife. Wipe this off. And we're not too far away from a boil. It's just not there quite yet. Wait, hold on. We got comments. We've got comments. All right, isn't the skin healthy for you? Yeah, you can leave the skin on if you want. I just prefer for this to not leave the skin on. That is completely up to you. Let's see. Yeah. Candace, you can leave the skin on. You can take it off. For this presentation of this dinner, I would like to take the skin off. So that's the only reason why. You can make mashed potatoes many different ways, but I'm just showing like an easy way to do it. I guess leaving the skin on would have been easier. But some people just like the creamy, like, you know, creamy style of mashed potatoes without, there we go, without the skin. Almost like some people prefer smooth peanut butter and crunchy peanut butter, you know? I'm more of a smooth peanut butter kind of guy. But this fire wants to boil. She wants to boil. She's screaming. She's talking to me. What, girl? What? I know, do your thing. Yeah, I see the vapors. How much time? Oh, you just need a few more minutes? That's my friend, Fire. She's always running late. Anyway. You like smooth peanut butter? Mm-hmm. See, that's where it's at. Fire, come on! Come on, girl. Do your job. Ooh, you are doing your job. So, as soon as this boils, I'm gonna pop these potatoes in, and then we're gonna get prepping on the rest of the veggies. There's really not much to do for this recipe. It's really not much, and this is like a very basic recipe. So don't think this is the only way to do it. This is just a very basic way to do it, and then of course, put your own stank on it. That's all recipes are. There's only like, you know, there's like a base way to do everything, and then, you know, you put your own stank on it, and you make it better. That's the only difference between going to Taco Bell and going to, like, I don't know, a famous Mexican restaurant, is they took those same concepts and put their own stank on it. So, anyway. Who taught you to peel spuds? My mama. It's really not that hard. I loathe doing it. I really do. Okay, guys, for the sake of time, I see some bubbles. We got some little baby bubbles in here, okay? Baby bubbles. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss these potatoes in. And, well, I should say, I'm not tossing them in. I'm just gonna let them go. Woo! You know, you gotta step away. That water will get you. She'll clap back. Woo! Okay. So we're gonna put the potatoes in, and I started with the potatoes because they take the longest, right? I'm gonna start with whatever takes the longest. So we're just gonna let those do their thing, all right? So I'm gonna wipe down the cutting board, and we're back down here. Now, I need to prep a few things. We've got a shallot. I only am gonna need half of this. So I'm gonna cut the root, and I'm gonna use the smaller half. And you can see it's smaller by the root there. This one I'll save. And this is really easy to prepare. The shallot is like, it's like the cousin of onion and garlic. It's like the bad stepchild that always gets their way. That's what a shallot is. They're sweet, but they're, you know, deceptive. Anyway, go ahead. Boom. Okay. We're gonna cut her like so, like that. Actually, let's cut her like this. We're gonna cut her in slices and try to keep her together, like so. Right? And like, you don't have to rush when you cut. Take your time. Oh, can y'all see that? Okay. Yeah, take your time. And so then I like to do a little cut down the middle, right? Okay. And then you want to just make sure you're rocking your knife, like so. And keep them fingies out the way. Okay. And look at that, y'all. We got some nice shallots diced over here. So that is done. Okay. So now garlic, and I'm gonna use for the amount that we have, like that size one, because I love garlic. And let me use her. Let me use her, okay? And then let me show y'all how to cut your garlic. Flat side of the knife, bam, right? And now you should easily be able to pull your garlic out. Same with her. Done. And, oop. Rocking motion, making sure of your fingies. And then when you get to the edge, I like to turn the rest of the garlic so it's easier to cut lengthwise, right? And then you take all of it, turn it, and rock again. There. And I got a couple stragglers that were on the side of the knife. You just go back and cut this up. There. Got my shallots, got my garlic. All right, I'm gonna go wash my knife off. All right, we are grooving. Okay, so now the mushroom. And I just eyeballed the amount of mushroom for this. Don't be afraid to, don't be afraid to do what you think is right for your meal, okay? Because guess who's cooking it? And guess who's eating it? You. So, with these, I'm going to slice long way. Like so. Okay. And, fun fact, you actually don't want to rinse mushrooms, right? Because what happens is they get waterlogged and they retain moisture. And we don't want that for this cooking process. All right. So that's the portobellos. And then I've got the shiitakes. Oh, this should be good. Those smell good. And with these, you know what I think I'm gonna do? No, I'm gonna leave them on. I'm gonna do the same thing. Just slice them. A rough, like you were doing like a rough slice. Doesn't have to be perfect here. Right. And guess what? Our potatoes are boiling. And we are done. We are done with the prepping of our veggies. That was it. That was it, folks. Don't take much. Nope. And of course, if you really want to save time, you can buy pre-sliced mushroom. And you can buy minced garlic. Shallots, I don't think you can get like pre-cut, but I just like to prepare the vegetables myself. I don't know. You just putting your own love into it. That's how I see it. Anyway, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get the colander for the potatoes and have that prepared in the sink. That's in the sink. If you can prepare ahead of time, that's what you really want to do, okay? So right now, while the potatoes are going on a rolling boil, I've got all my veggies prepared. I'm gonna move this off to the side. And we're gonna pull in the pork. There we go. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna cut and open this pork off to the side. Don't leave. I ain't done. All right. So I've got to show you something. I've got porky fingers though. Hold on. I ain't done yet. I'll be there. Okay. Clean hands. All right. Now look, when I open my package, that's what I got. 2 long pieces, right? So I'm only planning on using one of these. So what I'll do is I'll put another one of those in a freezer bag. And I can always use that at a later date. Ta-da! Waste not one. All right. Medallions. What are medallions, you ask? It's basically just pork tenderloin cut into medallion shape. So I'm gonna do about, ooh, let me rinse this off. There we go. I'm gonna do about 2-inch pieces. And we wanna come just like that. And you can, easy way to like make sure you're getting as even pieces as possible. Take your first one and just use that as a marker. Okay. Move that down. Move it down. Move it down. And I'm just going to cut this one in half. There. And after looking at this, I kind of want to use the other one. You know what? I'm going to use the other one. Guess what? When you're cooking, you get to change your mind. Oop. You don't need that. And feel free to trim any extra fat that you have on there. Just trim it off. Just like that. There. Now I've got my pork pieces. And all you want to do is flip them on their side. Okay, like so. Flip them on their side. And then you want to give them a press. Like that. And basically, we are tenderizing with our hand. Wait 1 second. Pressing flat, pressing flat, pressing flat, pressing flat. And we're just pressing them flat. This is how you get medallions. Easy peasy. They're all now officially medallionized. All right. So now I'm gonna go wash my hands. So, next step, you ask, we're going to season the pork. Very simple. Salt. And pepper. And this is ground black pepper. That's probably why you can't really see it that much on camera. There is pepper coming out. And I'm gonna do the same, I'm gonna flip them all and do the same thing. And you wanna use the same hand to flip all of them, so that way you don't contaminate your seasoning vessels. All right, they're all flipped. I'm gonna go back with the salt. And pepper. And you want, if you can, you want to season from up high. That way you spread the seasoning evenly, sorry. Like that. All right, so now actually is a good time to check on my potatoes. But first, I'm gonna wash my hands. All right, clean hands. So I actually want to finish my potatoes first, because once I start this part, it's all gonna be kind of bam, bam, bam. So you wanna make sure your potatoes are fork tender. So I'm gonna turn it down a little bit so I can see them. And yes, we are fork tender. I can tell just by looking at them. So I'm gonna turn that off. And I'm gonna strain these. All right. So I've got my potatoes in the bowl here, and I'm gonna do these very simple. I'm gonna take a little bit of heavy whipping cream, and so you can see how much. About that much. And take a little bit of butter. About that much. Maybe a little more. Okay. And then a very light dusting of garlic powder. And then salt. And pepper. All right. And because there's so little of them, I can just use a fork. And I do the mashed potatoes by sight, as far as like how creamy I want them. So that's the consistency they are right now. So I can already tell I want a little bit more heavy cream. And so let's give that a stir. There we go. And this is the consistency that I like. I like still a little chunky, but you can tell these are creamy. And then taste. Oh. That's it. She's done. All right. Wow. Those are really good. So, potatoes done. Now here comes the fun part. So first, what we're gonna do is cook off our mushroom, and then we're gonna do the pork, and then we'll put everything together. I'll show you how we put everything together. Actually, no, we're gonna do the pork first, sorry. So I've got just some leftover water in that pan. And I'm gonna try to see if I can get you guys a view of, this is the most challenging thing about filming, is how to get a view so that you guys can see what's going on. Actually, no, you know what? Production quality will increase as this thing goes on, okay? But for now, we're just gonna have to work it out. So, I got my pan hot. I can turn it down. And we're gonna use, once again, butter. It may look like a lot, but trust me, it is necessary. And it just adds to the flavor. All right, and you also, when you're cooking with butter on fairly high heat, you want to add an oil to the pan to keep the butter from burning. So I added a little bit of olive oil. And we're just gonna, so that's what we got. And we're just gonna get that all around. Okay. So now, our goal right now is to sear the medallions, right? So we want to sear them first. All right, so we've got our butter melted. And we'll do them probably in batches, because I don't think this pan can handle all of them. You don't want to overcrowd your pan. And so we want to sear them for about 3 minutes on each side. So when you hear that sound, that's what you're looking for. Let's see if I can show you guys. So that's what we got. And it's already starting to smell good. And it's just salt and pepper. Salt and pepper, baby. Okay. And I think I put them on at 8:14. So at 8:17, I'll take them off. How's everybody doing? Just making, just making some dinner. Some din-din. And this is always a good time to clean when you're waiting on something. Take this time to clean as you go. I'm trying to heat down just a little bit. We don't want this to burn. Just want to sear. Candace said, we good? Okay. All right, so we got about 1 more minute on this side, and then we're gonna flip to the other side. And I'll show you how these look on this side once I flip them. I'm here in Arkansas hungry. Oh, send me your email address. I'll email you some, okay? All right, so now we're at 8:17. So I'm gonna flip these. And now I'll show you what we got. So at 8:20, we're going to take them off. Oops. And that's what we got. And these are not cooked all the way through. They're just seared on that one side. And so now I'm searing on the other side. And then they're actually going to finish cooking in our sauce. Yeah. I see Misty. Hey, Misty. So what this is also doing is it's getting those brown bits on the pan, which is adding flavor. If you do it correctly, the brown bits are, when you sear meat, it does something called it's called the Maillard reaction, and that's the process of like the meat basically breaking down, and it kind of, for lack of a better word, caramelizes, but it leaves all that goodness on the pan. That is flavor. Don't get rid of it. Hey, Misty. So what we're doing is we're actually seasoning our pan, and we're creating a depth of flavor for our dish. And you'll see what I mean once we're done with the pork. Shandera, what's happening? Long time no speak. I'm gonna put this cream back. All right. Like I said, at 8:20, we're going to pull these off. And then I'll repeat with the second half of these. And then I'll show you what the first batch looks like after I put the second in there. And that's also, keep in mind, that's also why I'm not concerned about using the same tongs, because these aren't fully cooked yet. Once I'm done with this process, these tongs go away. All right, so it's 8:20, and these are going on a plate. And then the next batch goes right in. And it is now 8:21, so 8:24, those will come off. And this, hey Shandera, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. How are you? This is how our pork looks. It looks like it's done. It smells like it's done, but it's not done. You can even see it's a little bloody. But, oh, it smells so good. Oh, so good. So, like I said, once we're done with the pork, everything kind of just comes together very quickly. Hey, Vicky. I'm going to grab, I'm going to put this towel over these mashed potatoes. Try to keep some of that heat in. Get the flour ready. And like I said, it does smell good. It really does. So like I said, at 8:24 is when I'm going to flip these. And then we got to get going on the mushrooms. Our mashed potatoes are already done. The skillet says 8 to 9 minutes. We can do that. Prepare it, have that skillet ready so that when we're done with the pork, I think I'm going to toss the green beans on. Yeah. We got a little bit longer, and then we're going to flip these pork medallions. Okay. Just waiting for the clock to hit 8:24. All right, 8:24. Once again, the flip. So at 8:27 is when I'm taking these off. Turn the fire down just a bit. All right. We're doing it. We're doing it to it. We are doing it. Oh yeah, it smells so good in here. All right, I'm gonna take this knife and rinse it. Don't need that anymore. So I said, what, 8:27 is when we're gonna pull this batch off. And then we're gonna go straight to the mushrooms. So I'm gonna get that stuff over here. All right. We're almost done here. Oops. Oh, hey, Jim. Just cooking. Just a little old me. All right, we're almost set. 8:26. We're waiting for 8:27. And then we're gonna take this off. All right, 8:27. So I'm gonna add these to my other ones. And now we've got a pan full of flavor. And what I'm gonna do now is just right away add my mushrooms. We're basically like hand frying these. I can already tell I need more butter and more olive oil. All right. All right. And you may be asking, whoa, John, you didn't season your mushrooms. No, you are right. I did not season them yet because we don't want to draw out the moisture yet. And just make sure you've got enough oil or butter in your pan. So now we're good. I've adjusted my heat as well. I had to turn it down a little bit. So basically, we are pan frying these or sauteing these. And you want to season these like right at the end of them being done cooking. All right, I'm gonna take my pork, get it out of the way. And like I said, I'm gonna start on the green beans. Multitasking. Keep stirring my mushrooms. All right, so for these, it says empty into a large non-stick skillet. Cook over medium-high. There we go. Yes, once again, I cheated on the green beans. Normally, I would make them. I would get fresh green beans and trim them, and but that was just one more step that I wanted. I just wanted to cut that step out tonight, but just because I'm doing this live. But normally I would get some fresh ones and trim them, but that's okay. It's my prerogative. I do what I want to do. All right. Don't ever do that. Not safe. Okay. And the green beans are in. And I'm going to kick it up a little bit by adding some red pepper flakes. All right. So now our mushrooms are done. And keep in mind, this butter is salted. I usually try to cook with unsalted so you can control the salt. So I'm not going to salt them that much, like a little bit. I'm going to add pepper. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit. All right. And look at this. So now I'm going to add the garlic and shallot. And those can be edited together. Super easy, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And remember, I did the pork in the same pan, so those mushrooms took up all of that flavor from the pork as well. And then we've got to get just another spoon for green beans. Make sure we keep stirring these. Those should only take 8 to 9 minutes, it said. All right, so now our garlic and shallots are becoming fragrant, and we're cooking like we don't want to cook them too long. We're just cooking like that rawness off. You know, garlic when it's raw, it has like almost like a tingy flavor to it. So we're just cooking that off. And now the fun part. All right. So now that that's done, so all we have in here is mushroom, seasoned garlic and shallot. We're gonna add flour. So that was about a 1/4 cup that I added. And we're just gonna stir that in. And it's absorbing all of that seasoning, that goodness. We've got our beef stock, but before we add that, I'm gonna stir the green beans again. It's important to like listen to your food too. Your food will tell you like by your ear like what you need to do. All right, so we're gonna add the beef stock in. Oh yeah. You hear that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I added probably about a cup, and then yes, some wine. You want to use a dry wine. Added about probably 3/4 cup, or no, probably about a half cup of wine, and that'll give it that savory wine flavor. I'm gonna add a little bit more stock. And we want to bring this to a boil. And we're stirring our green beans. And they smell delicious. And then in a moment, I'm gonna grab the camera so you guys can see what this looks like over here. Oh, it smells so good. There we go, sorry. But that's what we got there. And then we've got our green beans here. We've got our mashed potatoes over here. Oh yeah. Everything's coming together. So now that the these green beans are almost done. I can tell just by looking at them. And by the time, we've got a little less than 2 minutes. So now we're gonna take our pork medallions, put them back in. And this is how they're gonna continue to finish cooking. And there we go. And this juice, you guessed it, goes right in there. And now we can turn the heat down. All right. And we're gonna make sure that all the pork is covered in this beautiful gravy that we've made. And we just wanna let that simmer. Our green beans are done. Turn those off. And I think I'm gonna let this simmer in the gravy for about 10 minutes. All right, and I'm gonna let it, yeah, I'm just gonna let it do its thing. And I'm letting it go with the lid off just so it can thicken up just a bit. It smells so good in here. Oh. So 8:50 is when I will be plating. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's how you make pork medallions with mushroom gravy, mashed potatoes, and green beans. I'm not going to stay on live for the duration of this cooking, but what I will do is I will post a picture of the final plate in the comments of this video, okay? But thanks for watching. Everybody have a great evening. If you're doing something for Halloween, make sure you're safe. I wish everybody well, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.